called it Ripple from the beginning of time. We need to enable an internet of value. The internet allows us to move information around anytime, any place, but value still, I mean, you may have seen just last week, PayPal announced you can finally, after 13 years, you can finally move money from Venmo to PayPal. They own both, but before you had to go through a bank to get back in. The interoperability between payment networks is happening, and it's going to unlock a lot of opportunity and really financial success for a lot of companies.
That's the key, and that is a great example. After 13 years, we finally actually see this happening. Now, look, we've got to also talk about policy, because policy has enabled this. And we saw last week the Securities and Exchange Commission and the CFTC say, look, we are coming up with a specific framework and identifying what's a security, what's a commodity. How important was that?
Maria, I can't overstate. That was a massive step forward. And I partly say that with the backdrop of, in the industry, we lived through 4 years of a Biden administration that was waging a war on crypto. This never made sense to me. Like, crypto is a digital technology. Like, it's almost like saying we're going to wage war on email. We don't like email, so let's wage war on it. It makes no sense to me.
Well, they waged war on oil as well, right?
Yeah. So they waged this war on crypto, and you had agencies like the SEC who, instead of engaging in thoughtful rulemaking, they just sued. It was lawfare. It wasn't. It was just, let's attack these companies and drive them offshore. And so I think it was 9 days ago that the SEC and CFTC came together with this joint announcement and made a big step in just acknowledging here are 16 digital assets which we can concretely say are commodity digital assets. That is a huge step forward compared to where we've been. Now, we certainly want to see more. We want to see this codified in law in case there is another, the former chair of the SEC was a guy named Gary Gensler, who I think really did act in bad faith around this.
He's very political.
Very political and very much influenced by his ultimate boss, Joe Biden. And so we want to make sure that we can't have another Gary Gensler moment where they try to weaponize policy in a way that is about politics, not about what's good for the United States.
Which is why we need to see these things codified.
Sure.
We need to have Congress's role here. And that's what we're waiting for right now. We had the Genius Act.